Hello, Laura Soljander here to bring you your yoga and meditation flow, kind of themed around stress and anxiety. So, we're going to have a great balance of moving the body, breathing, and then stretching it all out. Maybe you're in for it for stress relief. Maybe you just need to move your body. Maybe you want a spiritual experience. It's what you want to get out of it. So, you don't need anything to start this practice. I made it so you don't even need a yoga mat. I'm like half on my carpet, half on the floor. So if you want to bring a pillow for your shavasana or your meditation at the end, feel free to grab a pillow off the couch or your bed, but you don't need anything. Maybe some water. That could be a good idea as well. Okay, so most of you know, and some of you don't, that I am a clinician. I deal with a lot of mental health issues, and so I like to bring in that aspect to our yoga flow. So we're going to try some form of tapping, where we tap certain meridians on the body to tell the mind to calm down. It's from a little bit of Chinese medicine and acupuncture, and we use it a lot in the mental health setting. So perhaps if you've had therapy before or any kind of like mental health stuff, you've done it before. So if you would just find a spot in your house that's comfortable. I have my diffuser going off right here. It's spreading lavender around the room. So if you have a smell that you enjoy, go ahead and dab that on, burn it if you'd like. You can press pause. And if you don't want to do this flow to silence, I haven't figured out how to overlay music yet. In the show notes or right in the comments right below this, you'll see in the YouTube section that I have a playlist. So if you just click on that, you can play both on your device. All right, let's get started. Go ahead and find a comfortable seat. I'm going to ask you if you wouldn't lay down because you may not get back up again. So find a comfortable seat, and that could be with your knees crossed. That could be with your legs straight. That could be a little bit of a support from your couch, maybe bringing up the knees to your chest. If you've been doing a lot of yoga in your life and you like cow face, sometimes I like to do some cow face. Now, not everyone's hips feel good when they do this, so no worries. Now, the goal of today's flow isn't to do everything right. It's not to do it beautifully. It's not to make pretty shapes. So if you could try to take that pressure of making these perfect shapes, take that off. Take that off your plate. Not wanted, not needed for this flow. I'm going to make it as accessible as possible, but the goal here isn't to make the most beautiful or advanced shape. And if you're a more advanced practitioner, just because you can do the form doesn't mean you should. Listen to your body. So if I'm offering something that doesn't feel good, don't do it. If you want to go a little bit deeper, feel free. So practice your ahimsa, which means not harming, with your body. Something I'm offering feels cruddy, don't do it, right? So sitting nice and tall wherever you're at, maybe relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. When we're tense and stressed, sometimes they like to hike up. So let's bring those back down. Place your hands in your lap. And from here, just to start to take in the environment of the space that you've chosen to practice in. Maybe there's a smell in the air. Maybe you hear some street noise or someone in the other room. What's the temperature of the room that you're in? What's the time of day? And wherever you are, sink a little bit deeper down into the ground. Maybe imagining a root growing down your tailbone, down into the ground. A solid foundation. Maybe becoming aware of your breath, not changing it, not judging it, but maybe just becoming aware of it. You're breathing, this automatic thing that we do. Maybe you feel your chest expand when you breathe. Maybe you feel the coolness on the tip of your nose when you breathe. Just simply become aware that you are breathing. As you sit here with this breath awareness, with this solid foundation, if you are suffering from anxiety, and it can get loud, it can feel like an invisible backpack that you're carrying around that no one can see, but you can feel it. If you suffer from stress, sometimes it's just this undercurrent of chaos that you're constantly trying to manage. This breath awareness, this little exercise that we're going to do, is something that you can use as a tool to maybe try to bring down that level of noise and chaos. The yoga practice may make you feel really relaxed after, but think about what is it about yoga that you can use off the mat to help with your stress and anxiety. Maybe it's the breathing. So when you feel that noise get louder, when you feel the chaos get even more wild, maybe use your breath. Maybe use your breath to quiet it down, to calm it down, even if it's just a few levels. So remember what you do on your mat today or in your practice. See if you can take that off the mat. From here, if you'd like, you can open your eyes and take your dominant hand and bring your peace fingers together. From here, I'm going to ask you to tap certain parts of your body while you say things out loud or in your head. That's fine too. So take your dominant hand, which is my right, and then take your non-dominant hand and start to take your fingers and tap right here on the outside. So tap with a little bit of vigor. Yes. Maybe close your eyes here. And maybe out loud or in your mind, repeat after me. I know I am stressed. I acknowledge that I may be suffering, but I will find a way. I will find a way. I am here now. I am here now. Stop your tapping there and bring your tapping to in between your eyebrows and start to tap just lightly here. Repeat after me. I know that I am stressed. I know that I am stressed. But I am here now. I am here now. I will get through it. And I will get through it. Tap right underneath your eye, right here. If you want to use both, you can, but I recommend probably just one. Right underneath that eye. Maybe close the eyes if you'd like. And again, acknowledge where you're at. I am feeling, fill in your blank. I am feeling, fill in your blank. But I am here now. But I am here now. And I will find a way. And I will find a way to get through it. To get through it. From here, tap right above your lips right here. I am feeling, fill in your blank. I will find a way to get through it. Tap right underneath the lip near the chin. I know that I am feeling, fill in your blank. I will find a way to get through it. From here, take both peace fingers, bring them together, bring them to your collarbone, and tap right around your collarbone. Eyes closed. I know I am feeling, fill in your blank. I will find a way to get through it. I am here now. Take your arms out to a T. Inhale, gaze and reach goes up. Exhale, bring it all down the center. One more big inhale. Exhale, bring it all down the center. Right hand on heart, left hand on belly. Take a deep breath and feel the belly expand. Exhale, empty it out, set it free. Inhale, fill up belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. In, out. Inhale and exhale. Return to normal breathing. Bring your hands down to your thighs or wherever it's comfortable. Draw shoulders away from the ears. And if you need to shift your body because something's falling asleep, feel free. But what I'm going to ask you to, if you're propped up against something, go ahead and come away from the wall or from your couch. Sitting up nice and tall here. Take your right ear, drop it over to your right shoulder. Yes. Then around the chin into the chest. Left ear, left shoulder. Notice how this feels. Do you feel it in the shoulders or the neck or the trapezius, the upper back? Chin into chest. Roll the right ear towards the right shoulder. Option to stay here. Option to take this left arm and wrap it around the lower back, drawing the shoulder further away from the ear. From here, roll chin into your chest. Just pause here. Notice what it feels like from those neck down to your upper back muscles to open. Left ear, left shoulder. If you'd like, you take your right arm, wrapping it around the lower back, drawing shoulder away from the ear. Good. Chin into chest here, right ear to right shoulder. Option to bring the arm around the lower back. Or if you'd like, be careful here. You can take your right hand, place it on the crown of the head, and lightly, just super lightly, apply a little bit of pressure. Just a little. Draw left shoulder away from the ear. Notice how your upper back's feeling. If it's tight, that's normal. It's all right. From here, bring your chin to your chest. If you'd like, you can bring your left hand to meet the right hand. And just, like I said, just a little bit of pressure. And if you want to, you can walk your hands back a little bit further. Just a little bit of pressure here. Just be careful. And if you'd like, you bring your right hand down to the ground. Walk your left hand to the crown of the head, left ear to left shoulder. Just apply a little pressure here. Again, shoulder, right shoulder away from the ear. You do this every morning. From here, bring your chin into your chest just once more. And slowly sit up nice and tall. Bring your hands into a cactus, so we're bending here. And what we're going to do is draw the shoulder blades together. Pop that chest out. Be proud of what you have. And then from here, inhale, reach forward. Exhale, reach, reach, reach. Inhale, come back up. Puff out that chest. Gaze can follow. Bring your shoulders blades together. Draw the elbows in. Exhale, reaching forward. Go nice and slow. Inhale, come on back. Exhale, reach it out. Inhale, bring it back. Cactus the arms. And from here, bring your right hand down. Left arm rises. Hinge over to the right. Gaze can go down. Or if the neck feels okay, you can look up. Then inhale, come back up. Take this option on the other side. And flow from side to side. And come to it on your own terms. You don't have to flow with me. Flow with your own rhythm. Your rhythm. And it feels good to hold it. We're going to hold it on the right side starting. So bringing your arms as far over to the right as you can. Really engage your fingertips. Not like your fingertips are just hanging out. They're engaged. And you can feel this left side of your body just open up and expand. If you'd like, you can come down to your forearm. Again, gaze can go down, up. On your inhale, come back up. Take this option on the other side. Again, option one, just bring it all the way over and hold. Gaze can go up to see if you put on a deodorant this morning, or gaze can go down. Or you can come down to your forearm. But if your right butt cheek starts to pop up, maybe just come back to the hand. That's fine. Again, just because you can doesn't mean you have to. Let go of what this is supposed to look like. And just do it to feel, to reconnect. Back up to center and take your hands and fold them over. Option is to stay here. Option is to drop your chest down to the ground. Option two is to bring your forehead down to the ground. You decide what works for you. If you'd like, you can walk your fingertips over to the right hand side, making sure that left butt cheek doesn't pop up off the ground. That stays nice and rooted. Take some deep breaths here, reconnecting with the ground, reconnecting with yourself. When you feel ready, walk hands over to the other side. Notice if it feels different on this side. Usually we have one side that's a little bit tighter than the other. That's something to be observed in yoga, not to judge, not to try to fix today, just to see, just to notice. That's what the yoga practice asks us to do. What do we notice? What do we notice? When you feel ready, walk your hands back to center, and then walk your hands back up towards your body. So good. Take your hands, bind them together behind you. Option one is to interlace your fingers and to keep a nice bend in the elbows. Gaze can go up here if you'd like. Option two, you can stretch the arms out straight. Option three, you should plant them down at the ground, puff out that chest and grow. And when you feel ready, come out of that, rolling forward to tabletop, all fours. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees under your hips. And we're coming into a flat back. So we're not just kind of sinking. We're not way up here. It's a nice flat back. Engage the core a little bit here. That's helpful. Look down at your hands. Are your fingers spread out wide? Are you pressing into the tops of the feet? If your knees are hurting, you can come to your carpet or your mat, or maybe put a little blanket underneath there. From here, what we're going to do is extend our right leg out behind us. Toes down, so they're not just kind of hanging out here. Toes are down and they are engaged. And bring this right knee to your right elbow. Yes, feel that core turn on. Hello, that's our body. That's fine. Reach it back with that leg. Bring that knee and dome the spine to your nose or as close as you can get to it. Draw that leg back. Bring that right knee over to the left, so we're crossing it over. And notice how this may feel a little awkward. It's fine. Dome the spine. Feel free to do that. Reach it out. And then what we're going to do is we are going to take this right leg and bring it all the way over to the right, hovering it off the ground just for a moment. Hello, gluteus medius. That's this tiny little butt muscle that we don't engage a ton. I know you're hurting. Let's put the foot down. Take that right arm, reach it up. Good. Back down. Draw this leg behind you again, toes down. Right knee meets the left knee. From here, take that left leg, reach it out behind you, toes down here. Bring that left knee to bring onto that left elbow. Nice. Now, if you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can bring it up higher. If this feels hard enough already, you can bring it down below. That's fine too. Reach it out. Knee to chest, dome the spine. Inhale, extend. Exhale, cross it over to your right elbow. Re-extend here. Now drop that leg over to the left. Go ahead and keep it as parallel to the ground if you can. If it feels funny to you, or this is just too hard, doesn't feel good, you can plant it on the ground. But this is your gluteus medius, and we really need it. And we need it to be strong. Go ahead and plant that foot. Left arm reaches up. We expand, reaching towards the sky. Exhale, bring it back down. With control, pick up that foot. Drop behind you. Left knee meets the right. We're going to come into some cat-cows here because what's a yoga practice without some cat-cows? So go ahead and drop the belly. Inhale, gaze and go up. Exhale, dome the spine. Gaze goes to your knees or maybe out towards your toes. Imagine your shoulder blades are being pulled apart. Inhale, belly drops. Gaze goes up. Exhale. One more. Do it on your own terms. Pausing wherever it feels good. Just to get into the back a little bit more, come down, put your big toes together, knees out wide, child's pose. So your bum comes back towards your feet and you reach it forward. And you bring your forehead down to the ground. Option one is to leave your arms reaching in front of you. If your shoulders don't feel good today, what you can do is actually reach behind you towards your feet. That's always an option too. 3 breaths here to connect. Once you feel ready, go ahead and roll on up. Use your core. Come back to your table, all fours here, and sit back into hero's pose. If this hurts, feel free to come up on your knees. Doesn't matter, whatever you want to do today. Take your hands here, bind your fingers together, and just to make it even more awkward, take the opposite thumb on top. Reach it up. Look up. Reach it back. Open up your shoulders even a little bit more. Take some deep breaths here. Just to really open us up for a downward facing dog, come back down to table, extend your right leg out, ball the foot down, and press your heel back towards the ground. Inhale, come up slightly. Exhale, press back. Inhale, a little slightly. When you feel ready, press back again. And if you'd like, options to stay here, or if you feel more comfortable just kind of tapping, we're kind of going back and forth, that's your jam. You decide, what do you need today? But hello, gas drop, that's your calf. Woo, mama. Mine's tight, I don't know about yours. From here, go ahead and come back to the ball of the foot, reach that leg up. Option 1 is to stay here. Option 2 is to bend the knee. Option 3 is to reach back with your right hand, grab a hold of that foot, draw that heel into the ground. Option is to stay here. Option to pivot on that knee, and gaze can go up. We are opening up. And again, let go of what this is supposed to look like and just do it to feel. Take that pressure off. You have enough pressure already. With control, if you can, release that foot and don't let it boomerang back. Use some control. Pivot on that knee. Right hand comes down. Right knee comes down. Extend left leg back. come to the ball of that foot, come into that gas shock. So either we're rocking back and forth just slightly, nothing too fast. This should be nice and slow and deliberate. And once you feel ready, you can pause. Take some breaths here, reconnect. Option to stay here, option is come forward, float that foot back, bend the knee if you want it. Hands and reach back with your left hand, option to stay here, option to pivot on that knee. Gaze can go down towards the sky, gaze can go up. And with control, let go, reach it out, pivot, left knee meets the right. Tuck those toes back under and come into your first downward facing dog. Walking out your dog, maybe pedaling the feet, maybe shifting the hips back and forth. You decide what feels good. Again, let go of what it's supposed to look like. As long as it feels okay to you, you're on track. At least for today's purposes. From here, we're going to come into some salutations. So step the big toes together. Inhale, right leg comes up for three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. Right foot goes in between the hands. Rise, crescent warrior. Stay on the ball of the back foot. Instead of arms reaching up, maybe cactus those arms here. Good. From here, bring your hands back down. Step back into plank pose. Lower down your knees, untuck toes. Lower down chest. And come into your low cobra, drawing the shoulders back. Instead of cranking your head up, look about 2 feet in front of you. From here, tuck your toes under. Press into your hands, coming up to plank pose. And then downward facing dog. Awesome. Big toes together. Left leg comes up, bend the knee, open the hip. Left foot comes in between the hands, down the ball of the back foot this time. Come on up. Crescent warrior, bend the arms. Reconnect. Feel your foundation here. Feel your foot. Feel your foot. It's got you. Feel the strength of your legs. It's got you too. Open up that chest. And if you're ready, bring your hands, frame that front foot. Step back into plank pose. Lower down all the way to your bellies. Come up for your low cobra. Tops the feet into the mat. Roll your shoulders away. Tuck your toes under. Press yourself up to plank pose. Downward facing dog. Take a breath here. On your exhale, bend the knees, look between your hands. Walk, step, or float your feet between your hands. Arrive into your first forward fold. Bend the knees here. When you feel ready, inhale, come up to a half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. From here, keep it generous, bending the knees, tee out your arms, and slowly roll up to standing. Hands reach up, and slowly come down to the chest. From here, reach your arms all the way up, big sun breath. Grab a hold of that left wrist with your right hand. Draw shoulders away from ears so you're not up here. We're here. And hinge over to the right. Nice. Come back up to center. Clasp the opposite wrist. Come over to the other side. Good. Come back to center. Drop the right hand down. Come over to the right. Reach right hand up, come to center, drop over to the left arm comes down. Back to center here. Take your right arm and wrap it around the lower back, reaching here. Reach back up to center, inhale. Exhale, left arm wraps. Back up to center, inhale, and then take whatever variation you'd like. This one is your choice. If you want to add a little bit of balance already, you can bring that weight into the right foot and come up into airplane with the left leg. I'm kind of cheating. I won't cheat. Bring the left foot to meet the right, and take your option on the other side, whatever that is. Whether you're here, 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 or airplane. Airplane's fine too. Focusing on your balance here. What does your body need today? What can you have fun doing? Right foot meets the left. Cactus the arms. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, walk yourself out to a plank pose. Lower again, knees if you'd like. Chest and chin. Low cobra here. Exhale, push yourself up, downward facing dog. Maybe feel the heat turn up a little bit. Press big toes together. You got this. Right leg comes up behind you. Bend the knee. Open that hip. Right foot in between the hands. Rise for crescent. So stay on the ball of the back foot. You got this. Cactus the arms out here. Oh, so wonderful. Good. We're going to be coming in and out of Utkatasana, chair pose. So bring the left foot to meet the right and keep a bend in both knees. So inhale, left foot comes to the right, bend down, reach forward. Left leg comes back again. Open up the arms. Nice. From here, reach behind you. Left foot meets the right foot. Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit deep. Good. Shoulders away from ears. When you feel ready, right foot has all the weight, left foot becomes light. Come back. This is challenging. You're like, why is this so hard? I don't know. Left foot meets the right, Utkatasana, chair pose. Arms reach forward, bring your hands into prayer. Left elbow outside, right knee, open up for your twist. Very good. Option to stay here. If you need a little bit of growth and expansion, open up the arms here. Nice. Reach it forward, Utkatasana, chair pose. Forward fold. Good. From here, take your feet out a little bit more than hip width distance. Clasp opposite elbows and sway back and forth. Feeling that openness in the burn in the legs, that's fine. That's a little bit of fire in the yogi world. Lactic acid in the exercise science world. The yoga philosophy says we can burn off our anxieties. We can burn off our impurities. So next time your legs start to burn, just think, I'm burning it off. I'm getting rid of what's holding me back. All right. Your left hand, bend the knees enough where you can get your left hand on the ground. Reach up with your right arm. Right hand replaces the left. Reach it up. Left hand comes down. Step back into plank pose. You have this. That's strength. That's your tapas. That's your fire. Let's hang on to it. Let's burn off those impurities. Staying in plank pose here. Lower down all the way to your bellies. From here, locust pose. So bring the legs up, point the toes, reach the arms back. Chest comes up. Draw shoulders away from ears for a locust pose. When you feel ready, toes come down, hands underneath shoulders, press up to plank. Downward facing dog. Big toes together, left leg comes up. Bend the knee to open the hip if you want. And the left foot in between the hands. Rise, crescent. Come on up. And cactus those arms. Good. Back leg can be bent or straight. You decide here. Knee is over your ankle, so you're not here. And you're not somewhere like here. But if this is what you got today, do what you got today, all right? You're here. You're on your mat doing it. From here, we're going to do that funky little flow. So reach your arms back. Right foot meets the left foot for chair pose. Awesome. Right leg comes back. Reach back. Good. I know it's awkward. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, chair pose, reach it forward. Very good. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, come forward. Bring your hands into heart center. Right elbow outside left knee. If you'd like, you can open up. Reach it back. Utkatasana chair pose. And forward fold. Nice work. Inhale for your half lift, your flat back. Exhale, take your flow your way. So if you'd like to do the modifications that we've done earlier, feel free. If you'd like to step back and take your chaturanga, just make sure you're coming to about a 90 and your elbows are tucked in. Like an up dog, feel free to press your heart forward, thighs are off the ground in up dog. And all over to downward dog. You're so good. If you need a little break, come down to your knees. Maybe hero's pose, maybe get a drink of water, whatever you need to do. But we're going to take 3 breaths. So in that case, water. To add on to that, let's all meet into let's all meet in downward facing dog. Stepping big toes together. Right leg flies open. Bend the knee to open the hip in your 3-legged dog. Bring your knee to your chest. Don't stop like we did earlier. And as with much control as possible, which depends on the day. Bring your foot in between the hands. Rise crescent. Cactus those arms out. Awesome. Reach back behind you. Inhale. Exhale. Utkatasana chair pose. Reach it forward. Inhale. Bring it back. Good. Exhale. Bring it forward. Inhale. Hands to heart center. Exhale. Twist. Inhale. Come back to center. Utkatasana chair pose. Sink your booty down deeper. Exhale, forward fold. From here, take your right leg and float it back behind you for standing splits. So if you find that you're opening up your chest, your hip, kind of bring your leg down lower. So we're squaring our hips and our toes are down here. We're in our standing split here. We're doing great. From here, can you come up to warrior 3? Give it a try, see what happens. Who cares if you fall? It's not really about the shape today, remember. Sweep that right knee in towards your chest. Give it a hug. Awesome. Can you bring your right hand on your knee and release your left hand to your hip and open up that leg? Can you slowly release the knee, keep the leg where it's at, and slowly lower that right leg down? Good. Heel in, toes out. Both legs come into your horse and goddess pose. So we're nice and deep bending. If you want a 90-degree, you can. If this is what you got today, that's fine too. Cactus those arms out. You're in horse and goddess. Hello, hips. We're totally externally rotating them out. So for some of you, this feels great. Some of us need to come in here and close off those toes. And that's fine too. So if you're here or here, you just decide what you need today. From here, bring your right elbow over to your right leg. Left arm reaches up. Stay down even lower. Left forearm comes down to that left thigh, reaching over from the right. You can even do this standing. That's fine too. You need a little break. Feel that fire. Feel those impurities. Feel that release. Getting it out. Come back over to the right. Yes, you have this. Move slow, move to feel rather than just to complete. Good. Come back to center here and reach it forward, straighten out those legs. Bending the knees enough to get your hands down on the ground. Heavy necks here. You're doing so wonderfully. If you want to give this a try, we're going to walk out to hammock pose. So heels are in, toes are out, and we're almost going to walk like we're in a wide-legged downward dog. So booty is up high, we're proud of it. Some of us like this variation of a downward dog. Feel free to do it. It's a little harder to transition to three-legged dog, but you could still do it. Where you are, walk your hands back underneath your nose, walk your feet in. Back out to a plank pose and lower down your way. I'll see you in down dog. Big toes together, left leg comes up, bend the knee, open the hip. When you feel ready, bring that knee into your nose, your chest, engage the core, and set it between your hands. Rise for crescent. Good. Cactus the arms here. Sweep your arms back. Look down. Pour your weight to your left foot. Right foot meets the left. Utkatasana, chair pose. Reach it. Inhale. Exhale. Sweep it back. Good. Take a big inhale. Exhale. Sweep it forward. From here, bring your hands into heart center. Right elbow outside left knee. Open up. Option to stay here. Option to open up those arms if you want it. Doing really good. Reach your arms out forward. Utkatasana chair pose. Now, if you feel really shouldery here, like your shoulders are by your ears, reach them down. So instead of being like, we're here, reach them here. That's totally fine. Forward fold. Well done. From here, we're coming into that standing split variation. So pour the weight into your right foot. Draw the left foot back. Toes down here. Doesn't matter how high you get. Just don't open up the hip like I'm doing. Close it off. And that's your standing split. They all look different. Not a big deal. If you like, options to stay here, or you take those other variations, float up into your warrior three. Stay put. Draw that knee into the chest. Good. Bring that right hand down to your hip. Open up your thigh. Awesome. Can you release that knee, but keep the leg where it's at? Yes. Left foot comes down. Open up. Goddess and horse. We're back, baby. Very good. Take your hands to your thighs. Drop your right shoulder into the center. Release. Left. Release. Right. Release. Left. Release. Come back into your horse and goddess. I know your thighs are burning, but get that impurity off of you. Straighten the arms, straighten the legs, gaze goes up. Exhale, wide-legged, forward fold. Very good. Go ahead and walk your hands out. Feet together, two into plank pose. Lower down your way. Come up your way. Come into child's pose your way. Option to bring the knees together and the big toes together and come back for more of a back stretch. If you want back and hips, big toes are together. Your knees are apart. You can come into it that way. If it feels a little claustrophobic for you, which some people it does, come into your hero's pose. Sitting back on your calves. And again, if your calves hurt, come up on your knees. So many options. Take what you need, 3 breaths. Wherever you are, let's come back into our downward facing dog. Bring your big toes together, right leg comes up high. Right foot outside that right hand, lizard lunge. So our hands, here I'll show you this way. Our hands are on the inside of that leg. Option is to drop that back knee on top of those toes. Keep it up. Or if you'd like, you can open up that knee. Just like this. Or if you want, you come down to your forearms. Or if you want the double whammy, and you got it in you today, you got a lot to burn off today. You come off that leg and you reach forward, and we're here. You take what you'd like to do. This is your practice. And we're going to have a fun transition here. So option to stay exactly where you're at. You're 11. Lizard lunge. Open it up. Keep the right hand and the right foot glued. Reach it up. Warrior 2. Cool. Nice. Straighten that front leg. Now for some of you, you've got to walk that back foot up a couple inches. That's fine. Reach it forward and then fold into your Trikonasana triangle pose. Again, it's not about what the shape looks like. Just do what feels good to you today. Who cares? Let's not take these shapes too seriously. Gaze and go up if you're feeling dandy. Gaze and go down if you're not feeling so good right in this area. Come back up. Warrior 2. Cool. From here, transfer into horse and goddess. If you've practiced with me before, you know I love this move. And we're going to take warrior 2 on the other side. Nice. Drop the hands the inside of that left foot. Warrior lizard. Body even. Option here. Option to down to the knee. Option to open up that knee. Option to come down to the forearm. If you want the big shebang, the option is to come off the knee. Lizard lunge here. We got this. All right. If you are on the knee, go ahead and come off that knee. Open up that foot, so pivot. Glue this together, and now release for your warrior 2. Cool. Straighten that front leg. If you need to, walk this back foot up a couple inches, reach it forward, pop the booty, be proud of it, and fold over when you feel ready. Arms can rise. And again, if this doesn't feel so good, this trapezius, this neck, your sternocleidomastoid, you like that? Gaze down. If you're exercise science or athletic training, you'll like that. Back up, warrior 2. Horse and goddess, you got this. Yes. And wide-legged forward fold. Want your toes straight in your forward fold. Walk your hands out to your hammock. And then step the feet together. Come down to your knees. Come down to the booty. You have made it. From here, I'm going to give you a couple options to stretch those hips out. For the first one, we're going to bring the right knee into this foot. Let me sit. Right knee into the arch of the foot. And we are sitting up nice and tall. Now, option one is we're here. If our hips are happy, we're going to stay here. If you want a little bit more, you're going to square your chest off towards that left shin. And you're going to walk your arms out like so. Now, if you feel that here, you're going to stay right here. If you want pigeon pose, full pigeon pose, what you can do is take this right leg and bring it out straight behind you. And if you need to, walk the left heel in towards your right hip. Remember, untuck those toes. If you're getting into your pigeon, it's great before you just recline is to set it up. So take your arms out, tense your fingers, and press yourself up and square your hips. See the difference? See the difference? Yeah, right here. And then come down. And then walk your hands out into your reclined pigeon. If none of these feel good, if they all don't feel great, you can always come into figure 4 on your back. You're here. Same thing. Come back to your breath awareness. Come back to that gentleness, that gentle observation that yoga asks us. I'm going to, as gently as possible, observe what is going on in my body in this posture right now. Where does it feel tight? Can I send my breath there? Maybe send some gentleness. Where does it feel open and strong? Can I be actually proud of myself and sit in my confidence? Wherever you are, slowly start to come out of your pigeon, or if you were in this kind of deer pose, or if you're on figure 4, let's all come to our booties and wiggle that out. Whatever you gotta do, bicycling the legs, doing whatever feels good, whatever you want. Experiment, be a kid again, do something weird. Freedom of expression through the body is great, works for me. If I can't see you. On the other side. So again, if you like the first option, knees are going over to the right. Left knee goes into the arch of the foot. We're sitting up tall. I'm going to square off my chest to that right shin. And then I'm going to walk my hands away from my body. Maybe come down my forearms and maybe down my head. Pigeon pose. You can get into it through your down dog if you'd like. If you're already in deer pose and you want something a little extra, that's when you can press yourself up and take this left leg, draw it behind you. Be careful. Always be careful. Straighten that left leg out. So press the tops of the feet into the ground. Tense out your fingers, bring them out wide. Press yourself up. Square off those hips. Again, figure 4 on the back is amazing. That's always an option. Notice what's coming up. Notice if your thought patterns are going somewhere else, like the future, like our anxiety and stress love to do is our thoughts linger in the future, but bring it here now and do that in a sense of embodiment. Like I said, yoga asks us, where do we feel this in our body? Where do you feel this in your body? You're like my outer hip. Can you soften there? Can we stretch our outer hips and relax the jaw? Can we stretch this outer hip and relax that space in between the eyes? Can we do it without straining? This very famous yogi, like the yogi of all yogis, Patanjali says that asanas, these postures, are supposed to be seated, but they're supposed to be firm. They're all supposed to be relaxed, which I'll get into the seated in another video, but they should be firm but relaxed. So if you find yourself that you're clenching, maybe it's time to back it off. Patanjali says, bring it back. If you've loose sense of your breath, bring it back, is what Patanjali says. All right, let's come out of this. Wherever you are, be gentle, move slowly, engage your muscles. Like I'm pressing on the top of my foot, releasing that back leg, walking myself up, swinging my legs forward, and finding that sense of letting this kind of wash out, shake it out. Whatever you gotta do. From here, let's come to our booties. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. Open up your feet like they're a book. So we're no longer closing. You see how my knees come up? So open up your feet and lower it down. Now, if this doesn't feel so good, you can always grab a pillow and prop your legs up. That's always an option. We're here. Now, if you feel good here, you can relax right in here. If you'd like a little bit more, take an inhale. Gaze goes up. Exhale, walk your hands away. Come back to your breath here. Take the biggest breaths you have, or you can practice that 3-part breath. Inhaling for 3 and exhaling for 3 that we did. For you to do that. When you feel ready, walk your hands up towards your body. If you want to stay here for a lot longer, then that's great. Freedom of expression. If you've got props, move them. Unless you've got some tight hamstrings, then I recommend grabbing one of those pillows or blankies and maybe placing it underneath your knees. If you've never been able to touch your toes, I say you give this a try and touch your toes for the first time. If you have really open hamstrings, I would say bring a pillow into your hands. So reach up nice and tall here. Exhale, hinge from here first. Good, and then reach forward. And bow the head. Tuck that chin into your chest. Almost making like a double chin. I know, it's not attractive, but whatever. See where you can soften. Where can you invite forgiveness? Where you can invite your gentleness. Forgiveness, gentleness equals yoga. Come out of this forward fold. can move your paws out of the way and push them off to the side. Down to your back. So scoot to the top of your mat. Reach your arms forward. All the way down on that back. With your hands down on either side, walk your feet closer to your booty or your glutes. Inhale, come up to bridge pose. Bring your pelvis off the ground. Option to stay here. Option to take your hands, clasp them together, straighten the arms, and walk those shoulders underneath you for a little bit of a deeper variation. If you'd like something more on your chest, you can stay here. Or sometimes I love the variation of coming into cactus arms on the ground, really pressing myself up. What I'm doing is I'm really pressing my elbows into the ground. I can really feel my lower back turn on. I can really feel my chest open up too. Exhale, come on down. From here, draw the knees into the chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Press your lower back into the mat. From here, reach your arms and legs out and start to circle your wrists, circle your ankles. I'd reach out behind you, but I've got my little sofa in the way. But reach it out and pretend like you're being stretched into opposite directions, like a good morning stretch. And wrap your arms around your chest. Use your core here. Drop your knees into your chest. And drop your knees over to the left. Bring your left hand to that knee. Open up your right arm. Look over your right chest. If you've been running a lot and you want to give something a try, you can take the top leg and straighten it out and see if you like that. For a deeper expression, you can take the bottom leg and straighten that bottom leg out. Where can you invite your gentleness and your softness? And by golly, where can you invite your forgiveness? When you feel ready, go ahead and draw your knees back in towards the midline, shifting knees over to the right. Right hand comes on top, left arm reaches, looking over your left shoulder. Option is stay here. Or your option is to straighten out that top leg. Your option is to straighten out your bottom leg. And think about grounding both shoulder blades into the ground. So if you feel like you're coming off that left shoulder blade, go ahead and draw the knees closer into the center and come onto that shoulder. Find your breath here. Where can you soften? Is that your jaw? Is it your shoulders? Where are you holding on to this intensity, this tension? And when you feel like you've had enough, bring your knees back into center. And if you're ready for your Shavasana, your final resting posture, feel free to come into that. Or if there's any poses that you wish you did that I didn't offer, give yourself a time to participate in them now. And if you're ready for your Shavasana, you can bring a pillow underneath your knees if you want it, or a pillow underneath your head. Just kind of let your feet flop open, let your palms open up, and allow yourself to sink further down into the ground, but then at the same time feeling the ground hold you up. Staying here for the remaining part of class. I'm going to close you out with that tapping activity that we did, and I'm going to leave you in silence for as long as you need. From here, start to reconnect with your breath. Can you reconnect with that place of good you have? That place that maybe is hiding in the shadows because maybe it needs some forgiveness. Maybe it needs some gentleness. We all have that place of good. And if you'd like, you can curl your non-dominant hand into a loose fist. Bring that fist in between your chest. And take your dominant hand, bring your peace fingers together, and start tapping on the outside of that hand. With as much or as little vigor as you'd like. Repeating out loud or in your head after me. I can do this. I can figure this out. I will get through this. I can do this. I can get through this. I can figure this out. Bring that non-dominant hand down and tapping in between the eyebrows. I can do this. I can get through this. I can figure this out. Tapping right underneath your eye. I can do this. I can get through this. I can figure this out. Tapping underneath your nose above the lip. I can do this. I can get through this. I can figure this out. Tapping below the lip, around the chin area. I can do this. I can get through this. I can figure this out. And then bringing both fingers underneath your collarbone, or right on top of your collarbone, actually. I can do this. I can get through this. I can figure this out. Take both hands, ball them into a fist. Keep it tight. Tighter, tighter, tighter. Inhale. Exhale, release your hands, release into the ground. If you'd like, you can start to wiggle fingers and toes. If you'd like to close out your practice with me, feel free to do that by bringing your hands into prayer, pressing right hand against left hand at your chest, drawing the thumbs into your heart. And if you want, you can bring your thumbs in between the eyebrows, representing compassionate thoughts. Compassion starts with you and your thoughts and in your life, and then you can radiate that out to others. Thumbs to lips, representing compassionate speech, a little less gossip, a little less negativity, a little bit more understanding, a little more empathy. Thumbs to heart center, representing compassionate action. Drink your water, drink your tea, get your sleep, move your body. Practice your yoga. Namaste. Videos to come.